This tutorial is going to teach you some more advanced things you can do with CSS, and one of those things is to create static navigation bars. So sometimes when you want to scroll a page, you might not want the nav to disappear when you scroll up. Maybe you want to scroll with the page. I'm going to show you how to make a rule to do that. So all you got to do is go find your style section under head, and we've got quite a bit in there already, but go to the bottom or the top, I don't really mind, and we're going to add in a couple of lines of code. So I've copied this onto my clipboard, and then I'll just go through it for you for simplicity's sake. So what I've done is I've created a rule. So all I've written here would be .floatNav or something like that, and then I've assigned a few properties. So one of those, if we go to our CSS view over here, if we click on floatNav and scroll down to it, you can see we've changed a couple of settings. So we've got the width at 100% so that it stays taking up the whole width, and we've got a height of 30 pixels, and it's going to be forced to the left in terms of its position. So if we scroll down here, you can see position 0 pixels, so it'll always be right on the edge of the screen, and it says bottom 0 pixels at the moment. That'll stick it to the bottom, but we want to put it on the top, so we might just go top for that. If you wanted to put your nav at the bottom, you could, but most people put it at the top. And 30 pixels, not huge. Probably want to make that about 50, I reckon, so we might change that to 50. That way the color that we're going to generate up here will be a bit different, and we've got the color here, background color, which you edit in as well under floatNav. So it's pretty simple. You can write it in manually, or you can go through and click it and type it in as you go. Up to you how you want to go. There's the background color there. So if you want to scroll through and do all that, the other thing you can do is if you've pasted it in, you can hit the show set, and it just shows you everything you've changed so far, and that way you don't have to scroll through everything constantly. So there's your rule. It's called .floatNav, and if we click on our div which we made previously, go down here and we're going to assign floatNav to it, and you can see it working there now. And if we press Ctrl S to save it, and then preview it, need to actually make my page scrollable. As you can see, as you move down, the navigation stays with it. Okay, now it's cutting off the top of the image a little bit because it's actually overlaying all the content in front of it. So what's usually a good idea is to go to the top of your page and press enter once or twice, and then save it. And then when we preview it, now it's not cutting over any of our content. Okay, it all works like normal, but now we've got our navigation staying with us. Particularly useful and user-friendly if you have a huge amount of scrolling and people don't want to have to go all the way back to the top to find navigation or any of that. You can make it so that your nav sticks to the left-hand side if you want. In the same kind of way, you would just make a table that was skinnier and had more rows instead of columns. And then just keep it left. It would then stick to the left. Likewise, you could stick it to the bottom as well. Most people don't put navs on the right because that's just not what we do. So there you go. That's pretty straightforward. There's the code. I'll keep this in the description of this video as well.